I don't want to take much of your time because it's already a late program. But today is the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. For those who don't know who Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur was, he was the spiritual master of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was the father and his Siksha Guru of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was the spiritual master of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. So we, as members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, are eternally indebted to this personality, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. And most of us really feel grateful to Srila Prabhupada for the amazing work that he did, bringing Krishna consciousness all over the world. But what Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur did was he built the foundation so that ISKCON could go all over the world. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur appeared in the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was lost. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and then the 6 Goswamis wrote books, excavated places of Krishna's pastimes, the now Sri Vrindavan Dham and everywhere, and then it was forgotten. No one knew what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. No one knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even in India, it was extinct, it was almost nil. And Bhaktivinod Thakur knew this because he was in a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya family. And he wanted to enlighten the whole world about who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. And one of his 2 greatest contributions for us, that especially we should hold to our heart because it means the most to us. Because without Bhaktivinod Thakur, there would be nothing. There would be, forget ISKCON, there would be no Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. It would be forgotten. So one of the first contribution for all of us that he did was his literature. He was a householder, a high court judge in Jagannath Puri, and he wrote 110 books on sadhana bhakti, a practical guide how to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions. Because if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood of a devotee. So he was ecstatic, and when we say it sometimes, it feels like we cannot be at that stage. But what Bhaktivinod Thakur did was, okay, all of you don't have to become sannyasis, all of you don't have to stop anything you're doing. And he showed it by his example. He had 10 kids, he was high in responsibilities and obligations because he was in a high social position. And he wrote 110 books, and he was a perfect devotee of the Lord. So he showed us how in day-to-day life, being a householder, we can practice our sadhana. And his second greatest contribution is he excavated the places of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The 6 Goswamis excavated the places of Krishna's pastimes, that's the present Vrindavan Dham. And Bhaktivinod Thakur, now everything was forgotten. No one knew where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes, where he was born. So now that's the present Mayapur. He gave us that Mayapur to understand who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Otherwise, his mission was forgotten. So we are all greatly indebted to Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur. And what Bhaktivinod Thakur wants from us is not that we thank him. It's that we thank and value the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he instructed, what Bhaktivinod Thakur instructed, what Srila Prabhupada instructed, and what the Srimad Bhagavatam instructed is all the same. It's just get attached to the holy names of Krishna and study the scriptures, and you'll go back to Godhead. And that's what the Acharyas want. They want us to focus in our sadhana. They did everything for us to get better in our sadhana. And by thus advancing in our Krishna consciousness, they'll be the most happiest people, seeing the whole world going back to Godhead. So taking this to our heart and studying the scriptures carefully, chanting the holy name of the Lord with full faith, and giving it to everyone, just like the Acharyas did, not being selfish. We can please the Acharyas and please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by making our lives and everyone else's life successful. Hare Krishna.